life or death. Believe me, I think about a lot of things all of the time, but lately, I mostly think about life and death. Everything is not a life and death situation, but when you live with chronic suicidal ideation, anything can become a critical catalyst moment to push you over the perpetual edge into eternity. This is not absurdity. This is adversity from years of a civilian war fighting demons no one's ever seen before, that live in my head and real monsters that wouldn't just stay under the bed. Day by day I'm getting ahead, but some days I'm still filled with dread, hanging on by what feels like my very last thread. I've said it before and I will say it again, and maybe then I will believe it, or conceive the meaning in the verse, and coerce the whole universe that I don't belong in the back of a hearse. The only way out is through. The only way out is through. That is for everyone, even you. This means even when I'm bluer than blue at the deepest point in the ocean, I have to remain in motion. Like Newton's first law of physics. Without a flaw, it rings like lyrics. An object in motion remains in motion unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. This means on any uncharted course, there's always a source. A rock to block the destination and make it seem like the only choice is resignation. But I won't let that mentation become a fixation or a limitation in my narration. I know the world is full of mistakes, just like Murphy's Law states. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And that's why all the good seems gone, and the nights grow long, but I have to stay strong and hold into a song to keep moving along, remembering where I once belonged not long ago. Though I still won't let my feelings show. You see, without my safe place, it feels as though I have no face and no identity or sense of serenity. I could leave without a trace, but I'm not just a Gliese 581 floating in space beyond the sun. I know grace and I know love. I once found faith in God above. So when push comes to shove, without a hand, I will rise up and give my best. But without rest, I can attest. You can't pour from an empty cup. I'm not asking for sympathy, just an ear to hear the emptiness when it pours. I swore I would find something more, but before I can progress to find my success, I regress. While I wait for the door to close on a life that I never chose. But that's how the story goes. We don't get to compose the beginning, so we start off spinning on an axis, and without action we stay by inertia, unchanged until life gets rearranged. Then we can find what remained and fight through the pain in an effort to obtain something beyond shame and blame. Because deep down, we are all the same. Souls searching for connection and hoping for direction to a purpose beyond the surface of our imperfections. And once we are free from obligation, we find our motivation to stand up for ourselves and put our past upon the shelf so we can delve into the future. But right now, I can't suture the wound from the injustice that consumes my being. This freeing feels like an opportunity for fleeing. Though divided, I decided to stay based on the promise I made, the one she took to her grave on her very last day. I gave my word to be brave and live in this world no matter how absurd, to follow my compass until my time comes to pass, and not trespass on fate, but wait until my time comes to meet me at the gate.